Right to everybody, I'm live. Okay, I am live now. CYT. Okay, guys. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Everybody, you know the drill. Once you come in, just hit the like. Okay. Everybody, once you come, please say hello to me so that and let me know whether the sound is okay, the visuals are okay, and we can good to start. Okay. Thank you guys for all coming in. Okay. IE, KK, Lucky Egg, Samuel, Jianming. Jianming, well, you jump from here. Mr. Tang, good to see you. Now, Mr. Tang, get all the alerts. Tiger Sharks, good to see you. Mike, okay. Kuro, Linda, good to see you. Okay, sound good. Okay. Okay, Yuan Feng, good to see you also. Charmaine, good to see you. Living, yes, I cross over from Shopee to here immediately. Okay. Yes, good evening, everybody. Okay, good evening, everybody. Okay, everybody come in, please blast a like. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Chilin, good evening. All very clear. Okay, so I spent quite a lot of time preparing the material for today. A lot of research went into it. Will be very appreciative if everybody give a like. Okay, yeah. Huh? The microphone choppy? Is it the sound? Is it okay or not okay? Okay, yeah. Can you all please hear me and see whether the sound is okay? Um, Sound is good, right? Sound is good. Yeah. Lucky Egg Solar. Everybody one is good. Okay. I don't know why yours is no good. Yeah. Surprising, when I'm in overseas, the same computer, the live stream is smooth. But when I'm in Singapore, the live stream turned out pretty crap. Okay. Singtel network in my house. I don't know why. I change. There is no, this place is perfectly quiet today. Perfectly quiet. Okay. Mr. Lu, thank you. Okay. All right, thank you everybody for coming. Okay, so today a lot of effort went into the material. I really appreciate everybody give a like. Okay, yes, we are now in a hotel in Busan. Busan. Okay, Busan. No, I refreshed my router already. It's a new set of routers. Everything back in Singapore and still kena. So it's a Singtel problem. Okay, yes. Okay, so okay, good evening. I will start with my talk. Today, I need you all to continue to give like. Okay, and I can I'll give you more tips, the more likes there is. Okay, yeah. So I've got a set of slides that are ready. Okay, and maybe I just close the irrelevant files first. Okay, and then after that we can start. Okay, I'm going to close some of the irrelevant files. Okay, B, can I close your Excel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Alex, we'll see you. Maybe your Singapore, your neighbor Wi-Fi interfere. No. No, I don't think so. I'm using Singtel at home and find intermittent lag even I'm in router. Are you okay, B? Okay. Yeah. So it can't be something is wrong. I don't understand why. So okay, I got to switch network already. Even though I was from the company, it's quite sad. Yes. Okay. So I'll try to cover the essential part within 30 minutes. Then Q&A, whatever it is. My Republic. Okay. Still in time. Okay. Let's go and then I'll cover Q&A. Okay. This one no time to waste. Okay. Let's go. So wait. Let me. Okay. Let me just pull out my slides. Okay. And I will get put the other YouTube here so I can see. No, not now. B. Okay. Yep. Okay. So okay, let's get ready. So I've got it here. Okay. So I can see all your. All right. I can see all your comments right now. Okay. Yeah. Once I okay, let's go. Okay. Today the most interesting is a very interesting part because we are talking about a opportunity of a treasury bonds crash right now. Now the stock market didn't crash, but the US Treasury did crash. Okay, and I always like crashes, but is it always the case that we can buy all crashes? The answer is obviously no, right? So today I will show you I will tell you what are the interesting opportunity, and I've already identified an opportunity to get not just US Treasury at 4%, there are other fixed income tools that I discovered that can do give me one bottle so if you know that can do 6% and even 8 to 9%. That's quite incredible. Of course, they carry different type of risk whatsoever. Once you all hit 500 likes, I will show you those items. Okay, no 500 likes, I won't show you those high yield fixed income items. Okay, Ken. So now it's 2:55. It's a long way to go. I got time to wait. Okay. So people just don't like to give like, I don't know why. So I'm not gonna cover those attractive things. Wait, sorry, I forgot to click share screen and give me a minute. Share screen and I am good to go. Okay, remember hit subscribe because I'm going to talk about some very exciting things in other live streams. Okay, so today's talk is on this topic called why are US Treasury prices falling? And in particular, I want to cover both the risk and opportunity. Okay, so it is in Chinese we call it 危机, right? 危险才有机会，所以危机. So I think this is very important for me to cover this. So what will I be covering today? I will give a brief called US Treasury 101 to cover what is US Treasury, because I don't assume that everybody knows what US Treasury bonds are. And I also share with you what has been the price trend of US Treasury. And I go deep dive into the reason why US Treasury bonds were crashing since about close to maybe half a year ago. It was crashing. Okay. And then more importantly, I will now identify the opportunity and the risk. If I get 500 likes, I'll cover point number 5, which is other alternatives that can give you 6 to 8% plus. Okay. And then we'll do a discussion. I don't get 500 likes, I skip this part totally. Okay. Can all right. Okay. So are you all ready? Let's go. Okay. So these are my usual disclaimer. Not telling you to buy or sell. These are not financial advice. This is just for your own research. Okay. Remember, whatever I share to you today, it will give you a balanced approach, telling you both the risk and the opportunity. So first and foremost, what are U.S. Treasuries? U.S. Treasuries is basically a U.S. government IOU. I issue a paper to you and say I owe you $1,000, and then you give me $1,000 in cash. I promise maybe every year I'll give you $10 back. Okay. So this is something like an IOU. I pay interest. The U.S. government instruments are considered very low risk, high credibility because they are backed by U.S. government. Okay. So terminology wise, I would like to share everybody. Do take note now. US US Treasury are the same as all government government bonds. When the bonds period is less than 1 year, they are called bills, bills, bills. And if the tenure, the term to expiry is more than 1 year is called bonds. Okay, it's all bonds. Now, in US, I think there's another term called notes, which is 2 to 10 years. Okay, but generally speaking, across all the world, less than 1 year is called bill, more than 1 year is called bonds. So, if you go and buy the Singapore T bills, they're all less than 1 year. Singapore SSG bonds are generally 1 year and more. So this is a very terminology difference. Just take note. Basically, these are government IOU. I borrow money from you. I give you a piece of paper promising you interest return. Okay, Ken? Okay. So I will answer all the question later. Okay, I'll answer all the question later. So this is the U.S. Treasury. U.S. Treasury. Okay. I'll be frank with you. I bought quite a lot at 90 to 92. It went up to 100 plus. I was quite happy. I actually foresaw this rise. What I couldn't see is this decline. Okay, what I didn't see is this decline. And the same reason why this thing rose up was also the same reason why it came down. And that's largely caused by one person, the father of all problems, which is called Donald Trump. Okay, he went inflationary and caused this whole thing to go down. But US Treasury, I don't have a chart to show you here, so maybe I will try to look for it. Okay, give me a minute now. Let me show you. Okay, TLT prices. Okay, I'll give you the max. You can see why. Can you all see? The U.S. Treasury has gone up significantly and then came crashing down from a high of $180 all the way down to what it is today. So there was a crash from 2020 until now. There was a crash. And this crash was largely caused by inflation. When there's an inflation, interest rate goes up. When interest rate goes up, bonds comes down. As simple as that. Okay. So let's go back to this one. So this decline, like what Mr. Tang say, is actually not very significant if you come from this kind of trajectory, very, very mild. And yet the returns are very stable, okay? But will it go down some more? Now let's take a look, okay? So I use TLT is just an example. There are many, many other instruments out there that talk about US Treasury. I like TLT, but doesn't necessarily mean that you all should all go after TLT, okay? So currently right now, TLT at today's price is about $36. I think TLT went up a bit today. Okay, let me take a look. TLT is at 86.35, so went up a little bit today. Okay. The current yield is at 4.5%. US government guaranteed. Okay, US government guaranteed. Uh, and that's quite amazing, right? So 4.5%. Singapore now the T bills is at 2. I don't know, 2.3% or something. It's quite miserable. So TLT, like other US Treasury, and there are other options we'll talk about, depending whether I get 500 likes or not. Am I at 500 likes already? No, not yet. So I'm not going to talk about that. So the current US Treasury yields is this. The 2 years one is at 3.8. Even the 2 years one is at 3.88. Very high, right? The 10-year one is at 4.45 and the 30 years one is at 4.83. These are different expiry period, okay, of US Treasury. That's amazingly high, okay, amazingly high. Some of you all might have the opinion and just say, Mr. Lu, like that, I just buy and don't care whether the value goes up or down. As long as this yield continue to give me this, I'm happy, right? That is true. Something I want to tell you this, the yield, once you buy this thing, the yield will continue to give you this forever because you already lock in, and the payment is a guaranteed. So that part is something I like about US Treasury, and that's the same for all government bonds. Okay, so the question right now is that, Mr. Lu, if so good now, why are US Treasury prices falling? Okay, why are US Treasury prices falling? Well, the simple answer is that, as the bond use rises, the existing bond prices fall. Multiple reasons are contributing rising. This one, I'll just cover these many factors. Okay, in the following slides. Okay, and by now, I really hope everybody continue to support me in giving likes, and remember to hit subscribe. Okay, so the first and the most important reason why US Treasury prices are falling is because there is inflation concern. When there's inflation concern, there is a fear that interest rate will stay high or go higher. When it goes up, stay higher, the yields of these bonds will have to go up. When the yields go up, the price fall. Okay, a bit complicated. Let me explain in a simple way. I hope you all can understand. So this is U.S. Treasury bonds. Okay, the U.S. Treasury bonds today gives a yield of, let's say, 5%. Like a dividends, 5%. Okay, but now because of inflation, the Federal Reserve Chairman increased it up to, let's say, 10%. Okay, 10%. So to an average investor, you're not going to put your money here. You're going to put your money there when it's 10%. As a result, okay, this guy nobody wants, right? So what will happen? The price will fall. The price of this thing will fall. Nobody wants a demand, no more demand, price will fall. But when the price fall, the yield, which is in absolute dollar terms, let's say every year they'll promise to pay you $100, okay? Then the $100 is consistent, but the price fall will cause the yield to go up in percent until it becomes roughly the same. Then they will hit a new equilibrium. Okay, so we do cover a lot of this in economic school when we calculate like crazy and things like that. But simply speaking, if the Federal Reserve increase interest rates or kept interest rate high, the bonds will be less attractive and demand will fall, and price of the yield price of the government bonds or bills will fall. As simple as that. Now, why is there inflation concern? Actually, the inflation has came down tremendously. Since 2022, that part I got it predicted, and I make a hell of money from it. Almost $1 million. But Sikui ASEAN President Donald Trump came in and start throwing tariff war and caused there to be inflationary risk. So as a result, this Jerome Powell just said yesterday just said this: longer term interest rate are likely to be higher. Sian. Longer interest rate are likely to be higher as economy changes and policy is in flux. So Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chairman, said this: we may be entering a period of more frequent, potentially more persistent supply shock. That's because we don't have enough goods coming in. A difficult challenge for the economy and for central bank. The supply shocks similar to those Powell has delivered over the past few weeks caution that policy change could put the Federal Reserve in a different balancing act. The Federal Reserve wants to make sure inflation are kept low and also make sure economic growth is maintained healthy. But right now, Donald Trump is hitting both sides. He hits economic growth and he hits tariffs that cause inflation to go up. So both sides will kena. So power right now kena stuck. So it's a very difficult question for them. Okay, so it is so difficult for them. So they no choice. So ladies and gentlemen, you have a lot of questions. I would like to answer them. But first of all, no, let me finish my slides first, then we can answer all them. So remember your questions. Okay, remember questions. Please continue to hit a like to support so that more people can watch it. So the higher rates may reflect the possibility that inflation could be volatile moving forward in the inter-crisis period of 2010. Jerome Powell said yesterday, we are entering a period of more frequent and potentially more persistent supply shock, a difficult challenge for the economy or central bank. Supply shock, this word now, supply shock now, only happen in three times in the modern history of economics. 1970s, so not 1970s is called the oil shock. It's a supply shock, oil shock, where OPEC raised the oil prices. The second one came during COVID, where all the companies and all the factories are locked down. So there's supply shock. And the third time it happened is now, where whole world kena high tariffs. So the supply shocks are very bad for inflation. So now Jerome Powell now kena stuck. Don't know which one is better. So that's quite painful. Okay. So anyway, so right now, so that's the number one reason. Inflationary risk is there. Therefore, the tariff war cause more inflation risk. The inflation risk cause the potential for interest rate to stay higher or go even higher. When interest rate goes high, treasury prices comes down. That's the number one reason. I would say at least 50 to 60% of reason why treasury prices come down is because of that. But unfortunately, that is not the only reason. Right now, there is an increased government debt issuance. Okay, so there's a huge budget deficit right now in Donald Trump. I thought that with Elon Musk coming in, cutting down wastage and all this kind of thing, the budget deficit will actually improve, but it didn't. The budget deficit surged in February, passing $1 trillion year to date record. It's a record high. Okay, so Donald Trump has made the budget deficit even worse this year. So as a result, they need to throw out more treasury bonds to borrow money. And when you offer more treasury bonds, the oversupply of treasury bonds push down prices. So as a result, okay, treasury bond prices goes down. So basically, by borrowing more money, you because you borrow the way the government borrow money is by issuing treasury bonds. But you supply a lot of treasury bonds out of the market, the prices will come down. As simple as that, demand and supply. So the budget deficit has hit a record high of $1.147 trillion. It's very, very high in US. Now, the other one thing is that the Trump tariffs have led to a treasury sell-off across many different parts of the world. Different countries are selling off their holding of US treasury. I'm not saying US government sell treasury. Other countries who are holding a lot of US treasury also sell US treasury. Who are these? So to take a look at who are the people, you first need to take a look who are the largest holder of US treasury. And number one is not China, it's Japan. The Japanese institution and central bank are the biggest holder of US Treasury. That's followed by China, okay, and that's followed by United Kingdom, and the rest are relatively small, okay. So now the two countries that are significantly reducing their US Treasury holding, that means they're selling their US Treasury. Like you hold TLT, they also hold TLT equivalent. They are selling it. Why? Because there are reasons why they're doing it. I'm going to cover both China and Japan. So the first thing is China has been reducing its holding of US Treasury over the past 10 years. At the peak in 2013, it was holding $1.3 trillion of US Treasury. Right now, it's bringing it down to $784. Why? Number one, running out of money. Government is running out of money. Number two is that they are trying to diversify the foreign reserve risk. They now realize that, wow, piang I'm holding too much US dollar denominated asset. I better spread it out because US dollar has risk. And I'll talk about that in a short while. Number two is, I got so much dispute with you. Okay, China now is, I'm China. I got so much dispute with US. I better don't be so exposed to you, no? And next thing is there are a lot of times my Chinese yuan got some fluctuations, especially times like this where my Chinese economy is not doing well, my Chinese yen need to be strengthened. I'll sell the treasury and buy the Chinese. I'll sell the US treasury, and I'll hold US dollar. I'll sell the US dollar and buy the Chinese yuan to prop up the Chinese yuan. So occasionally they do that, and they need a huge reserve of currency to do so. And last is there's now concern. Everybody is concerned of the earlier problem. There is a lot of US debt right now. The budget deficit, the government of US owe too much money. Wow. Am I scared of this now? Yeah, I'm scared also, no? So maybe I don't hold so much US Treasury. So therefore, they have been actively selling. Now, there is no evidence that it's a massive one-time sell-off, but there are gradual sell-off. And when elephant dances, even a big elephant sell a little bit, the small little ants like TLT, all this will get beaten down. So US Treasury is also held by Japan. Okay, are also held by Japan, and Japan is the largest holder of US Treasury. Everybody, please click like, how many likes do I have right now? Okay, so US Treasury is also held by Japan, and right now Japan has been selling US Treasury quite a bit. Okay, so in the first 2 weeks of April, Japanese investors sold over $20 billion in US government bonds. Now, these are not Japanese central bank. These are Japanese investors. These are Japanese investors, big institution that are selling it. Okay, and the reason why they sell is because number one, they also have the same reason in China. They are getting a bit nervous that US is waging all these tariff war and things like that. Then I better not hold too much. I'm also scared. Okay, so they're selling off to de-risk themselves. Number two is that there are times when the Japanese central bank need to support the yen. The yen occasionally weaken. I sell US Treasury, get US dollar, sell US dollar, support the yen. Okay. And last is that there are some people who suggest that no, Abe, this US is now treating us Japan so badly. I will use this US Treasury as a negotiation tool with you. This is a bit controversial. It's not proven yet. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you for everybody for giving likes. I need more likes. Huh? Okay. So more people will watch it. Okay. Now, of course, there's another reason why clearly with now heightened global uncertainty caused by a self-inflicted chaos by Donald Trump, there is now global supply chain disruption and there's a fear that there'll be a global slowdown. So therefore, normally everybody will buy US Treasury in these times. But now, China and other export heavy economies need the money and they sell down US Treasury to defend their currency. So foreign reserve are now tapped. So everybody is selling US dollar. Do you realize that? So when US dollar is being sold, the US dollar is coming down and it has come down quite a lot. Okay. So right now, US dollar come down, we all don't like because we have all US asset. So when US dollar is coming down, it's very painful. It's very painful on us. But Donald Trump and his administration actually want to bring down the US dollar. They really want to weaken the dollar. Okay, there is a 1985 precedent called the Plaza Accord. Okay, the Plaza Accord, which is an agreement between Japan and US and other developed countries that brought down the US dollar. Okay, that was 1985. I won't go to the detail. So Donald Trump and his administration likes this. They do it in the house of Donald Trump. Donald Trump called the Malagos Accord. So it's named after it's like a repeat of the Plaza Accord. I won't go into detail, but in this Malagos Accord, they actually say that they try to weaken the US dollar. It's no longer, it's no longer and the depreciation, it's policy, it's policy. So if the US dollar goes down, the US export will become more competitive and the trade deficit will correct. Okay, they're all trying to do that. Now, last time they could do that easily because Japanese was stupid. After the Japanese devalued the US dollar and revalued the yen, you know what happened? Japan went into 30 years of recession. Nobody's going to do this stupid thing, okay? But let's see how Donald Trump is going. So US dollar is facing a depreciation or devaluation pressure. So in summary, how the tariff war lead to falling bond prices are the following reason. Okay, countries like US and Japan are reducing treasury holdings, so it brings down demand and increase supply. Prices come down. Okay, for foreign reserve selling. Okay, to beef up the foreign reserve of this country, fallen. Basically, the demand for US Treasury falls, and therefore prices fall down. There's increased US deficit and increasing more issuance of US Treasury bonds. So supply of US Treasury bonds goes up. When supplies goes up, price comes down. And of course, the most important reason, this will account for 50 to 60% of the reason when inflation refuse to come down and in fact go up, then yields will go up and prices will come down. So Sibei Sui, there's so many reasons why causing the treasury to go down, and therefore we got hit this. Okay. Lagos. Okay, sorry, Lagos. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, I don't even know what is this. This is not even Italian. Okay, yeah. Anyway, now, so we are talking about now prices come down, but hey guys, this is a crisis, but it's an opportunity as well. So US Treasury yields are now increasingly attractive. So the TLT, for example only, the current price round is at $86 and the yield now is at 4.52%. Okay, I talked about it just now. And there are other instruments that are potentially even higher than this right now. So right now, if you buy and don't want to care about the price of the principal value, you know, what I can do is that I was just telling BA, we just throw our whole heirloom down into all the government treasuries across the world, balance it out, and we can sit and just collect, a lot of money every month. Don't even need to work. I'll probably make more money just doing that. Yeah. And there's not even these are all safe government securities. Yeah, very safe government securities. Okay. So I think it's very attractive for passive income. But someone will say that, but Mr. Lu, what if it goes from 86 to 84 to 82 to 81 to 79? Yeah, but if it the only thing that you miss in doing that is that you miss getting an even higher yield. Because if this thing goes down to maybe 79, this thing will be at 5-6%, something like that. But if you're happy at 4.5%, that's not too bad, right? So think now this is also an opportunity and a risk. Some people say, but Mr. Lu, I want the high yield, but I don't want the value go down. Right. So the world is not so sweet, huh? Okay. So the other thing that we have is, yes, there is some exchange rate risk. Exchange rate risk, okay, and that's something can't be helped. But the US dollar, um, I would just say this: I don't know how low US dollar will come down, but I remember when I was studying in US years ago in 2011 and 12, the US dollar was 1.22 to 1 Sing dollar. 1.22 to 1 Sing dollar. So for 10 over years, the US dollar has holding strong. So so it is a possibility that it can go down to $1.22 again. Okay. But even $1.22, it go down, the yield is still very high. So you take a few points off the double digit in the decimal, 4% is still damn attractive. Okay. Okay, this is where I need to caveat and say that there are alternatives to TLT on US Treasury. Okay, I'll give this as example, and I'll just say this. Okay, I'll just say this, that these are, I would do a cursory surface introduction of this instrument. Please go and do a research yourself. I haven't done enough research, and some of them are not available to everybody. But I'll give you where I can. I'll tell you where I can find them. And the other one is that no, I haven't invested into them yet. Okay, but I'm tempted. Okay, I'm tempted. But I think no. But what I'll do is that I will do more research on this, and I'll do another live stream to deep dive into that. One of them I talked about it before, another one I've never talked about before. So the first one is the PIMCO Income Fund. Okay, the PIMCO Fund is hedged against is a Singapore dollar hedge, so you don't have exchange rate risk. Okay, so this is a fund that spreads across many different fixed income. Okay, and let's take a look at the yield right now. The yield right now, you should take a look at the annualized yield. It stands at the frightening, astonishing 6.37%. My goodness, that's very high, right? 6.37% right now. My goodness. Okay, even if the net asset value were to go down, at 6.37%, I'm very, very happy already. Was it, I can't remember, some of the sovereign wealth fund, can't even get anything close to that. It's really, 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 So okay, there is no such thing as capital guarantee in this way. You can have the capital value go down, but it's locked in at a very strong yield already. Okay. So, but this thing, the chance of it defaulting in like Jibaboom, the whole fund collapsing, I think is very low. Okay. So, so I just want to say this is, I think, a very interesting fund. The fact that it spreads out across so many different assets makes it, a well diversified fund. So I super like and attracted to this. Okay, so a lot of people want high yield and a guaranteed principle. No such thing in life. No such thing in life. Okay, there's no such thing as that. But as long as the yield is fixed, this thing go up and down, I don't care. I'm locked into this already. Every month I'll get this amount of dollars. Very happy. Okay. So I don't need to care about this thing in that sense. Now, in dividend stock is different, because when the principal goes down, it signals that the dividends will go down one day. Okay. For example, there's a lot of REITs that collapse because of that. But these are big, big, mostly, sovereign bonds and things like that, right? Collapsing is very, very low. Okay, the chance of collapsing is very, very low. The TLT don't need to pay withholding tax if you are with a few stockbroking house. Don't ask me why. Standard Charter has withholding tax, but Momo don't have withholding tax. Okay, don't ask me why. I cannot figure that out yet. Okay, yeah. Um, is buying net link trust better than buying bonds since the dividends about 6% without forex risk? Is net link trust having 6% interest? I don't know. Okay, that's also an option as well. Yeah. What's the difference between TLT and TLH? I don't know what's TLH. Will you share the PowerPoint slides? No, I would just yeah, no. Answer is no. Okay, no. NBN payout ratio is unsustainable. Okay, national broadband network payment is unsustainable. Why is it so? I don't know. Okay, so again, right, I'm not familiar with NetLink Trust yield, so I think I cannot give an advice. Why is REITs less attractive than bonds? Of course, REITs is very dangerous. REITs collect the profit, give out majority of it, leave nothing to do research, development, acquisition, and whatsoever. So it's actually very dangerous. Okay, is there a formula to calculate how much decrease in bond price will cost one? Why do you? It's mathematical. Why don't you just ask ChatGPT on this? Okay, will you be buying some more U.S. Treasury bonds? I think I will try to diversify out. No, not just U.S. Treasury. I'll try to diversify out to more fixed income generally. Okay, because fixed income prices came down a lot. I think it's an opportunity for me, but the risks are there as I highlight in my presentation. Okay, would you prefer TLT or PIMCO or share equally? I haven't come to the conclusion yet. Okay, how much percent do you allocate TLT? I'll be frank with you, too little. Okay, I would, let's not think of one counter. I think what I'll do is that I will group the whole fixed income. Let's say I'm going to do private credit, I'm going to do PIMCO, I'm going to do TLT, I'm going to do some other stuff. The group of them, I'll put them as one bucket, okay? And I will hope to reach maybe a 70-30 or 60-40 for myself. There's no right or wrong. Okay, so can we use SRI by TLT? Actually, I don't know. I don't know, okay? I know SRS can be used to buy the 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 PIMCO fund, yes. Okay, Endowus does it. Please cover fees on private equity. Private equity, I don't know. Private credit is actually in the Endowus deck, I think. Okay, Mr. Wu, I noticed that okay, so I don't know what is CL. Okay, REITs are very dangerous to me. Most REITs are very dangerous. You just check how many REITs have Jibabum and gone already. So I don't like REITs because they promise very high return. Last time there was a Babcock holding, just BABCOCK or something like that. It gave 12%, or 9%. I can't remember. The whole thing Jibabum. Okay, so doesn't mean high returns means good. Now you gotta check on the risk of the thing. Okay, I haven't decided whether to keep this video or not. Okay, yeah, there's a so please watch it as much as you. What is private credit? I just gone through the whole deck I just gone through one slide on private credit. So high return 8%. What does a fund do business? Means they have to make a lot more to give this. Which way? Again, okay, what I'll do is in another time I'll cover it. Okay, I'll cover it. So I'll give you a simple illustration. I am I'm I'm a fund with a hell lot of money. Okay, a hell lot of money I raise from investors. So instead of me going to invest in Microsoft, Face Meta, Alibaba, whatever, I now switch to private companies, and there are a lot of private companies that are very stable, very good companies. Credit worthiness is high, but they need $1 million, they need $10 million, they need $500 million, whatever the amount is, right? I lend to this company and I ask them for 9%, 10%, 11%, whatever the number is, okay? These companies could not borrow money from banks easily, but they can borrow money from me. And I do due diligence on this company and I assess that the risk is low and I lend them money. So once I lend enough of them, okay, let's say 1,000 of them or whatever, I form this into a fund and I list out this fund. So this is what they call private credit. Now, is there risk? Yes, but it's well diversified out to many, 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 many companies. Okay, so now I haven't deep dive enough into it. So this is a cursory, very surface kind of thing. I'm not telling you to go, but this is cursory surface. Okay. Okay. Okay, where do you invest in private credit? Okay, the one that I pull out is from Endowers. I'm not saying Endowers might not be the only one that has it. Maybe some place that have it as well. Okay, but the only thing is private credit is only available for AI. But let me do more deep dive, and as I say, I'll try to share in the live stream. uh, Astra retail bonds has been giving 6%. That is quite good. Mr. Lu, do you think USD will depreciate in Sing dollar? I'm almost for sure. Okay. Does it sound still worth it to invest in US market product? So just this is a very good question. If US dollar depreciate, why are you going to invest in US products, right? So the only reason why you do that is if in the long term you deem that despite the US dollar depreciation, the US the US denominated asset will give you a return that is enough to cover the depreciation. If you don't think it will, don't invest. Okay. Most of us are not AI. Are we able to come together and invest? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. US Treasury got risk and US may default. Okay. If the US default on their US debt, that's a bigger calamity than 2008 financial crisis. Let me give you the scale of it. Okay. If the US default on their debt, that means I don't pay anymore. That crisis will be bigger than 2008 financial crisis. Okay, yeah, much bigger. Um, how likely is US dollar to drop below 122? I wish I can tell you. Okay, yeah, I wish I can tell you. The answer is I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But it has been there before. Therefore, if it's been there before, it can happen again. That I can say. Okay, but will it happen? I don't know. Uh, okay. Check out standard bonds proud 5.2%. Okay. Uh, Momo has no withholding tax, if I understand correctly. Maybe I will. Let me see. Okay, let me do a check. Last thing, okay. TLT, which broker has no withholding tax? Which broker in Singapore? Okay, let me check. Let me check and see which one it is. Okay, yeah. I remember specifically Momo doesn't have. Okay, I don't know why. Yeah, or Tiger, one of them. Okay. Uh, yes. Okay, I'll show you all right now. Okay, are you ready? I will share. Okay, ready, go. Okay. Okay, so I search which broker in Singapore I know we only test for TLT. And it says here, interactive brokers may initially withhold 30%, but they have processes in place to refund if the income is deemed to be exempted. Momo has announced that they will exempt withholding tax on TLT dividends for non-US residents. Okay, so I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why Momo is so confident. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you that Momo don't have. Okay, um, PIMCO fund can be bought Mary Bank too. No need premier client. No, income fund don't need premier client. Okay, it is the private credit. I think they need AI. What's your time frame for TLT? I don't have a time frame, so I like to hold it. So it depends what I hold TLT for. If I'm holding TLT as a cushion for my equities, then I hold them for very long. But if let's say like if TLT goes up from 80 over dollars to let's say 150, I'm gonna sell everything, man. Okay, yep. So AI must see $2 million in cash or other ways. Actually, I don't even know what's the definition of AI right now. Let me try this. Okay. Okay. What is the what definition of a accredited investor in Singapore? Okay. Okay. Let's see what okay. Oh yeah, net asset exceed $2 million, of which the primary residence is capped at $1 million, and the net financial asset exceeds $1 million. Okay, income from the last 12 months exceed 300K. So there's actually quite a lot of people who actually exceeds that. Okay, yep. So I'm not familiar what is TLTW, okay? Yeah. So should we still invest in SG Bank? I don't know how to answer your question. Okay. I hold OCBC since $5 in 2007 until now. So yeah. Okay. Uh, okay. If GIS income fund duration is 4 to 5 years, does it mean you hold the fund until 4 to 5 years and NAV recover? Uh, that's a good question. The answer is I don't know. I can find out. Okay. PIMCO GIS income fund past years NAV has dropped to dropped around 3%. That's the same reason. Remember, I told you the TLT has been falling. It's the same reason. Okay, it's the same reason. Let me show you again. I think you all missed my earlier look at this. All fixed income funds across the world, their value has been falling for one simple reason. There was an interest rate increase. Okay, once there's an interest rate increase, all fixed income fund will drop. Let me show you this. Can you see? TLT has gone down from a high of whatever the number is all the way down. Can see? So this example only, most all the fixed income fund has fallen for one reason. So don't be specific to pin on to one single counter. Okay, I don't know what's JNK. How likely with global recession? I think slow down definitely. Some countries will go into recession. I don't know whether Singapore will do it. Will go into recession. I don't know whether US will go, but global slowdown. Global slowdown is definitely going to happen. Okay, yeah. Yes, REITs fall even more than the Treasury bonds. The REITs fall like Lao Sai, man. Why are you not selling OCBC shares since it gone up again? Right? I don't buy sell buy sell buy sell buy sell unless I'm rebalancing. But the three OCBC stock I bought at $5, and I also collect quite reasonable returns from it. Right? My dividend is how much against that $5? What's the OCBC dividends every month right now? Against the $5, the returns are some insanely high dividends, right? So just hold it now. Okay. Yes. Thanks for being very patient with us. You make this so easy to understand. So take my channel as an educational channel. So I'm trying my best to educate everybody to level up your financial know-how. And in economic school where we are trained, things are becoming very sophisticated. So I always find myself trying to de-chimanize the economics in a way that I can understand. So I use the same technique now to help you understand as well. So not too big. Will I be still firing shots on SPN? No, I don't think so. Okay, right now the prices have gone up so high, but that few days I bam 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 bam. That few days of short is 200 over $1,000. Not small amount. Yeah, 200 over $1,000. I think. Yeah, so that few shots, boom, 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 is 200,000 all go already. Yeah. So I think it's enough for now. Okay. Yeah. But I showed everybody that 200,000. Nothing was withheld. The only thing everybody needs to do is to hit subscribe and watch my live stream. I know a lot of people say, but Mr. Lu, I got to work, I got to or resign, I cannot watch whatsoever. I will, but the stock market opens up, okay, at night, and I cannot keep those live stream because there are some crybabies. They lose money, they blame Mr. Lu, right? They blame Mr. Lu, and we all got to be very careful doing. So I'm already doing a lot of risky things in educating everybody. Someone go and invest in TLT and said, Mr. Lu, tell me to invest in TLT. Since when I asked you to invest in TLT, right? Someone invest in, let's say, PIMCO fund and they lose money. They blame me, right? I will not lose the case, but I got a lot of explanation to do. Who do I want to suffer that risk? Do I want to suffer a risk? I'm doing this for public service. And I still want to suffer those risks, right? So not reasonable for you to ask me to keep those videos. Hope you understand, huh? Okay, yeah. Okay, all right, okay. Any thought of ABS? Actually, no, I don't know what is that. Okay. TLT will hit all time low. I don't know, man. I don't know. I give all the reasons. Do you think those reasons will continue to go down? Okay. Yeah, just listen to me as an educational channel, right? Okay. No, 200K I fired all over the place. Yeah. You got to watch my live stream lah. Okay. I took so much effort to let you. Okay. I want to answer a question, Flaming Snow. Okay. Why is that? Everybody is expecting some rate cut at some point in time. Do you Fed rate eventually cut to? It will, but just when. Okay, it just went like as long as the freaking inflation risk is there, the as long as the freaking inflation risk is there, the the bond prices will find it difficult to go up. AI must be $2 million in cash, or can I read $1 million in your property net value and $1 million in cash or liquid asset? I think that's what the definition is. Okay. Do you think U.S. market will visit low or liberation day? I hard to say. I don't think so. Okay. Yeah. Told my wife I'm taking night classes. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Lu, with your economic knowledge, do you think Singapore property market will weaken? The answer is whether we'll hit a recession. The second question is, will Singapore government go all out to bail out? Okay. If the answer for both is if there's no recession, or if there's a recession, government go bail out everybody like what they used to, then property market will not be so bad. TL is 30-year duration, PIMCO is 5 duration. Why do you weigh the risk? Okay, long-term bonds are more sensitive to interest fluctuation. Okay, short-term bonds are less volatile to interest rate fluctuation. Yeah, yeah. So, do you think Powell not cutting Fed rate is political? No, 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 no. He's very objective. Then, yeah, exactly, Mike. Right? Okay. What do you think of price of gold? Coming down, man, for sure. Yeah. Let me tell you why gold is coming down. First of all, there is a lot of risk coming. There's a lot of de-escalation in the trade war already. The Russia-Ukraine conflict, okay, is de-escalating as well. They are in the talks today in Istanbul. The two sides are talking, not Putin and Zelensky, but the people are talking. And the Indian-Pakistan war has also came down. Actually, I don't know what's the gold price today. Has it come down again? So it actually came down quite a lot. As long as the world become a safer place, gold will come down. Okay. Do you think power is too late? Hard to say. If I'm him, I'm also stuck. Okay. Yeah. Miss buying gold for Mother's Day. You know who's a smart one? My wife. My wife is smart one. I do a lot of Taka jewelry live stream. A lot. We sell gold at very, very dirt cheap price because Taka gold, they sell to us at cost. Okay. And then I resell it at cost as well. And the Taka gold price is so cheap. My wife bought so much gold jewelry, necklace, earring, ring, I don't know what, bangle, all sort of stuff and things like that. I was telling her, 你要买这些东西做什么? She said, I'm buying gold at some ridiculous price. Okay, why should I not do that? You know what? And I was thinking, gold where got return, kind of thing. I was so wrong. She bought so much gold and now sitting on some big fat profits. Okay, yes. Where's my live stream? Every month I'll do some Taka Go live stream. So this month I think it's on the 24th, 25th, 26th. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So she get to wear it and feel shook, and then she buy the gold at cost. Yeah. So she's super smart. Actually, she's just lucky. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm just being jealous. Okay. Okay. A gist of the subject is that what the the U.S. Treasuries, I explained why the prices are coming down, but I do identify the yields are very high. There is an opportunity as well. So for people to consider whether you can accept the decline and the risk of declining further, or you want to take advantage of the high yield. That's basically the summary. Okay. My live stream is in Shopee. Yeah, Shopee live stream premium mall. If you want, I can talk to you. Why Federal Reserve always say rates will be increasing when banks FT is not increasing? But no, Federal Reserve didn't say that rates will be increasing. Federal Reserve will say, they said it will stay high. Okay, banks are lui. Okay, and I'll go. Okay, all my SRS is in DBS with $18 average price. That's amazing. Okay, I plan to hold till retirement. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I think that's good. Yeah, B is smart. She high. Okay, gold is 293. How much did it come down by this week? How many percent? I don't know. Okay, I think if one have 3,000 a month passive income, save to retire now, no lah, $3,000 where got enough. My aim, minimum retirement passive income. Okay, if there's a word passive income for me, so it came down from 315 to 239. That's amazing, right? Okay, I think it'll come down further. My guess. Okay, so passive income, for me, my target minimum, 20,000 sing for me. My wife and I 20,000 sing. Okay, I hope. Okay, I hope. Okay, uh, actually, yeah. If yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe I don't talk too much about this. Then yeah, talk too much about this because it gets sensitive. Okay. Okay. So gold is 135 per gram, hit a high of 143. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Will US bond default next month? If the US bond defaults, it will be a bigger crisis than 2000 financial crisis. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Uh, all right. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? So I hope that you appreciate my sharing. It's education. Okay. It's education. I try to level up everybody's economic knowledge and financial knowledge. Okay, some of you has studied some A levels economics. That's good. Some of you have studied, some basic economics in A levels that time. Some of you study economics in university. Some of you have totally missed out. Okay, I aim to level up everybody's economics knowledge to help you all. Yeah, so I think that will help you tremendously. And I hope if you like that, hit the subscribe and you watch my live stream and watch my videos. Okay. Uh, Mr. Do you mean 20K a month for both me and B? Yeah, yeah, yeah. 20 for me, 20 for her. That's my retirement target. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I learned economics from Mr. Lu. Okay. Yeah. So what's the chances of rating agency downgrading US bond? High. High. Okay. Will US dollar lose reserve status in time to come if continue to be so chaotic? Yes, but not now. Okay. By the way, I'm in Busan right now. I took a train down from Seoul to Busan. I didn't see any zombie, by the way. So jokes aside, I actually been passed by every of those scenes in the show Train to Busan. Yeah, actually quite interesting. I actually saw, those stations and where the zombie were chasing each other and kind of thing. Quite interesting. More kids have income allowance for have more okay. Never started economics, only started. So I'm very happy to share everybody economics 101. Okay. And I hope you all don't mind. I know there are a lot of critics that think Mr. Lu don't know shit, who am I to share that kind of thing? I see these comments, I just ignore them. But I hope to level everybody's economics knowledge and financial knowledge, and you can make a better judgment for yourself. I should not tell you whether you should invest or not invest because each of us are different. Our profile is different. The safest person, that day I think was very wise man called Christopher Tan. He said that for an average investor, he don't even think that they should invest in stocks. Just put money in the stock market and just put money in the CPF and all this fixed D and all this. This is very good already. I think there's some wisdom in that. If you don't have a basic sense of what finance is and economics is, throwing money into those investments is very dangerous. Okay. Do you try seafood? Yes, I just went to eat the seafood until I tell you, I show you a bit, then I put it on, I show you a little bit of the seafood. Okay. I eat the seafood until it's a barbecue seafood. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. Can you see, they barbecue the shellfish and barbecue the shellfish and all this. Okay, wait, I'm trying to show you another video. Yeah, okay, this one. Can you see not? I just ate this just now at Busan. Okay, the clams are so fresh. No no soy, no dirt, no nothing one. What tastes damn freaking good, man. Walao, I tell you, eat until cannot recognize home just now, man. Yeah, and the price is cheap. Okay, price cheap. The JB Cafe is in Myeongdong in Myeongdong. Okay, it's in Myeongdong in Seoul. Damn good, right? Damn good. Okay, yes, yeah. So anyway, just I eat it. It's a bit cheesy. There was a lobster. I showed you the lobster. Can you see this? The lobster. Too much cheese on it. After I eat already, I feel like a bit gelat. Yeah, my wife eat until enjoy. Okay, no, live octopus I didn't try. Okay, the cat cafe is in Myeongdong. Yeah, I put the link somewhere in my description already or something like that. Okay, or at least in the comments. I skipped dinner just now. Please don't torture me. Okay. Okay, any more questions? I hope you enjoyed the time with me. I really appreciate you guys, thousands of you all joining me. Okay, so yeah, miracle, Mr. Lu still so slim. No, I put on a bit of better. Okay, I lost quite a bit of it in Korea. No, I want to say something. I don't know whether you all joined me in the ginseng live stream. The last 1.5 months ago, I was taking in this physician on introduced a particular type of ginseng mix. It's called we call it GA3. It's just a code, and he says it's very good for swan tong one. He says for rheumatism. I say, at my age, where got rheumatism? Right, so young. But anyway, he says swan tong can eat that thing. He said you have yeah. He says swan tong. So I start taking in 2 weeks. What I've been suffering for 3 years. 3 to 4 years. Gone. Wow, that was damn good. That was damn good. Okay, that was damn good. So my 腰酸背痛 is gone. My only problem is that my wife never bring enough of that pills for me in Korea. So I took 2 weeks plus of the pill. Now I run out of it. So I feel so good after that, but my pain start like borderline coming back like that. Yeah. So it's very good. Very good. So now I got energy to walk and walk and walk without feeling backache and things like that. Okay. Yes. Okay. No, this is this American wild ginseng. Okay. Uh, I won't buy until there's another dip or crash. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So I'm going for my what's the time now? What shit? Now is one. Now it's 1:30 a.m. already. Okay. Okay. So what I'll do is remember hit subscribe. I will try to share with everybody my deep dive about bingo fund and the private credit fund. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Ken. Okay. I'm traveling back to Singapore soon. Okay, traveling to Singapore soon. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Okay, thank you, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow in a video or something like that. Okay. Thank you, guys. Good night. Okay, good night. I didn't realize it's so late already. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Good night, guys. Good night, guys. Okay, can you? Good night, guys. I go for my. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Good night. Good night. Okay. Good night. Good night. Good night. Okay. Good night. Good night. Ling and K and TNT Man, Daryl. Okay. Rongqing, Cal. Okay. Good night to all of you. Okay. Good night. Okay.